Okay. Let's start a new game. All right. Excellent. Just nothing but the sound of breathing. Oh, and let's, yes, invert, look up and down. I appreciate that. Rather than invert Y, they say what, like I've gotten used to it. I know what Y is, but there's a reason people shouldn't instinctively know what that is. Hey, Kieran, how's it going? Okay. Collect 12 scrap. Is this going to be scrap? No, apparently that's not. That looks like a very nice. Yep, scrap metal. Excellent. So we've got a piece of scrap. So we need more pieces like that. I don't know if this is going to be very specific. All I can say is that I like the idea of raft in space. Now, this might not be something I appreciate once Space Bruce comes around, but at the moment I like it. Also, like the game has a actual up and down, and I don't know how to feel about that. My oxygen is going down pretty quick. I may not. I actually don't know how to get oxygen, so I might have to be a bit quicker on everything here. I am very much not on dangerous heat warnings over here. If we could just, oh, I have to quit my crowbar. If we could basically exchange weather, I think we would both do better for it. It's currently been a wet, rainy day in the lower mainland. Okay, so we've got enough. Build a platform. How? Okay, so open build menu, makeshift platform. Is there a reason to? Okay, my oxygen's running really low. Too close to another ship. Okay, so I have to make a platform out on my own somewhere. But if I... There. 6. Consume. There. I have oxygen again. Okay, so let's get out here. And I'm out of resources, but I have a platform. Now, is there a way to hide the debug information? There it is, F3. Okay, now I need some more scrap in order to build that. Yeah, it has. Like, it hasn't been a cold day, but it's just been very dreary. Oh, okay. Apparently, oxygen containers are just floating out right now. I was definitely wondering, like, how am I gonna get oxygen after I've used that one? But I guess this is fine. It would absolutely be a terrifying thing of basically being stuck in space, away from like even like I feel like if I was in a space station, I would be constantly paranoid. Oh, the thing I was going towards just disappeared. If I was in space, there would be always that constant paranoia that you don't like air. Air is a limited thing now. Every bit of air you use, you don't get it back. Like obviously you're not going to be venting your carbon dioxide out. You're going to try to recycle it, scrub it, and get what you can. But okay, I've got some scrap. Oh, come back here. Oh, I understand. I am out of oxygen. I don't. There. The way I am moving is venting oxygen. I'm also breathing it, I'm pretty sure, because my health was going down real quick when I lost oxygen. But I also would like to know exactly how I'm like drifting to a stop after I stop. Like in space, there is no inertia. I shouldn't stop when I get control. I'll lose basically stop using thrust. Then again, I should also have to use the exact same amount of thrust to stop as what I used to start. Okay, so I need glass. Dubious hydroponic solution. Um, looks like all there is for that right now. Basic ice melter. Okay. It's going to require a lot of stuff I don't have yet. Okay. I don't have the resources to make that right now. So back out into the wild. Like basically, as long as we always head towards an oxygen container, then at least whatever else we find on the way, we can use. But we're basically finding the stuff that we need to survive while we're out there. Because I don't think I can survive running out of oxygen again. Yeah, I feel like you don't get to call any part of what it is like to live in Texas this time of year cold. Colds are illegal in southern states, in my opinion, during the summer. So randomly, Chip, I am basically hosting this as a multiplayer game if you want to try to join. in theory, it should be resource light, but I don't actually know if that's the case. Also, okay, there's some. As well as working in three-dimensional space has its difficulties. Yeah, like that's the thing of like I should be able to rotate. Like the game's basically forcing like this should be able to be another piece of floor. You should be able to actually operate on either side of that. I'd love to see a game basically go, yeah, let's treat space the way space is. Okay, well, let's put down a there. We have put down a air tank holder. What we still need? Oh yeah, we need 2 more bits of scrap. Oh, there's scrap nearby. We should be good.
Oh, that's right. I was not on push to talk. Hey,
You're
look
not.
at that.
Yeah,
I probably will not game with you, but I will hang out and
that is fair.
harass you, as is the way. For a little bit, anyways. I have the early morning shifts this week, so I should probably.
Yep, that's fair.
Overrate it, in my opinion. Sleeping.
Okay, now I've deposited some air tanks. Actually, I'm going to take one of those back because I'm going to need that pretty much right away. Okay, then we are looking for. That looks like that's an air tank there. Let's go. Yeah, I think I like the idea of this game. Should take a look. I think by the way that things are made, I don't think there's going to be an option for making the control like I would like to be able to rotate. I'd like to have them have more accurate space controls. But I also feel like that's probably not going to be a thing they've done.
This really feels like Raft in space.
I mean, that is exactly what this is.
I love it. Hopefully, less Bruce. That's all I'm gonna
Well,
say.
that was a comment I made pretty much right off the beginning. Was I kind of like this whole being like raft in space idea, but I feel like I'm going to like it a lot less when Space Bruce gets introduced.
Yeah. Because, like, the
Because
concept's really cool.
this is all fine and dandy until suddenly like a xenomorph just comes and like blindsides me while I'm out grabbing materials. But as well, so one of the things that I did really enjoy about Raft was that you could find these really cool islands to adventure, but your base always went to them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't see how you could have a game like this where you actually like you can build up your like a spaceship, but I don't see the option to go visit cool places. Space is filled with a lot of cool places. They're just really, really far apart. So I feel like there's less options. Like I'm pretty sure that the little space raft I'm building wouldn't survive a trip to Mars or the moon.
I like the idea of like a tiny space raft being like, we're headed to Mars. Never seen again.
It might make it to Mars eventually. I probably won't be alive on it by the time it gets there.
That is accurate. Well, and it depends too. Like, where's Mars orbit? Like, what direction are you headed in? You
Like
know,
that's the thing is you'd have to basically find. Yeah, you just
not to like math nerd because I am not good at math, but I'm pretty sure that involves like speed versus Mars trajectory and anticipated position that would it be in. It's like when you're shooting, but a
I
lot
did.
slower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're trap shooting, you're aiming where it's going to be, not where it is. Ooh,
Well, and it's also you
dramatic.
got like orbital trajectories, where definitely the thing of where you're aiming is not where you need to be.
Yeah.
Now, huh, in that I lost my pry bar.
Oh, that's rude.
And of course, the game's not going to tell me where my last body was, is it?
It was in space.
Yes, very helpful. Now, technically, I don't need the pry bar, so I suppose we're fine.
And yet,
But yeah, I have a few other games I want to basically try to play together that are also, like a couple of them are multiplayer. I'm just gonna take a look. So if you are interested in any of those, you could feel free to download the demos. All of them are small games as well. Um, but basically, Feudal Friends, Hammer Watch 2. Really, those are the main ones. But then there's also one called Nowhere Mysterious Artifacts.
ooh, that
Um,
sounds fun.
yeah, it definitely seems interesting. There was a couple other that were also, but those are the ones where I'm like, these are ones that I'm likely to try today. So we'll see. We'll see what we actually get to. Okay, I'm breaking my rule of head towards something with an oxygen tank nearby. So that way when I run out of oxygen, I have another oxygen already. I also feel like everything got really dark when we got to the far side of the planet, which is fair. Night has a way of doing that.
Surprise.
It's the problem with orbiting the planet. You get unlimited daytime if you're orbiting the sun.
I will be back in a second. I am being summoned.
Sounds good. I will try not to die in space again. I will probably die in space again. So it's one thing I find very funny where so space is really, really cold. It's not absolutely like as cold as you can get, but it's really, really cold. Yet it is also actually at the same time very easy to overheat in space. Basically what it comes down to is that the way that we like the reason why if you're out in the like a hot day in summer and a light breeze comes by, the reason why that light breeze cools you down is because the air itself is cooler than your skin and it will basically absorb some of the heat. So the moving air manages to do a better job of pulling the heat from you than the stationary air. And that's where in space there is no air, there is nothing to transfer your heat around. You can overheat because you just have nothing else to absorb the heat away from you. So while technically everything around you is really cold, you have no way to shed your heat. Ah, I'm like, where's my platform? There it is.
For a second, I thought the spacesuits were like a really creepy kid's drawing, and I was like, I have a lot more concern suddenly.
Yeah, no, there. Okay, what am I building? They are just actual spacesuits. Not useful to me because I already have one. Um, oh, you can get your ship moving by using air thrusters. The fact that you have a disposable air thruster and a disposable air thruster vertical does kind of bring home the whole part where I'm like, you're in space. There is no X, like XYZ doesn't matter. You you can go in any direction. They're all exactly the same. 3 dimensions are moved in the same way as 2 dimensions.
Hi,
Unlike water
Michael.
where you have gravity actually affecting you.
Well, yeah, I mean, going down in water is generally a bad thing unless it's submarine. Going up is equally a bad thing. Side to side is okay. Forward and back is okay. You really only really want to be on that one plane, I think. Whereas space, you're in a balloon.
Okay, we'll keep the oxygen I'm holding right now. And that's one of those things of so if you like for the astronauts on the International Space Station, they can get stuck um, in a hull. You can get stuck at a point where you're like you can sort of try to like get yourself spinning, you can do all those things, but it actually doesn't get you closer to anything. So you're like stuck away from the walls and you can't reach the walls and there's nothing you can do to get to the walls. Basically, if you manage to get yourself to the point that you've got no drift, you're just kind of stuck there. Yeah, basically you're stuck. You need drift in order to be able to. I do wish there was a like alert that you're running out of oxygen.
That would make sense. I mean, it is kind of cold and rainy up here, which is a little weird for June. It's not
Less
bad.
less weird where I am, but still not
I
super
would expect it
appreciated.
to be a bit rainy
Yeah,
where you're
lower
at.
lower mainland tends to be very rainy and cool.
I mean, there's a reason it's a rainforest, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see what is the temperature here today?
But we had a bit of a heat dome a couple weeks back, so I'm kind of glad for the
Yeah,
reprieve.
it is 12 degrees Celsius, so 53 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
That's
I think
that's
last I checked,
fine.
we're at 14. Let's see now. Ooh, that's from like 4. We're at 13 now, so.
Yeah, so we're just a touch cooler than you, but
Yeah, well, and you're also hypothetically closer to the ocean.
I mean very much closer to the ocean, yes.
Yeah. I'm like, you're not next to the ocean, but you can reach the ocean in like a matter of hours.
I mean, I
An
should be
hour?
able to walk to the ocean in about half an hour.
Oh, there you go.
It's only one of the bays, so
It counts.
not open ocean, but it's still ocean.
I have like a whole mountain range in the right way.
Yeah,
It kind of
and
stops that
and
beautiful
and a
mountain
few
breeze.
hours of driving
Yeah, just a couple.
versus a few hours of walking to actually be on the ocean.
Oh, I don't think Vancouver could handle Texas weather. I mean, they can't handle snow.
Yeah, Vancouver is not very good at handling different temperature changes, hot or cold. Because honestly, Lower Mainland lives in a very narrow band of temperature. I guess well, I can keep collecting. My inventory bar is full, but that shouldn't be a problem. Well, first, I don't want to use my oxygen yet because I'm not. It will like overuse it. There. Basically, I don't want to waste air. I also really would love to know what the music is like in this game, because I do feel like a game like this, music could really, really make or break the experience.
I would
Um,
agree with that.
but I also am not willing to bet on the. I'm not willing to bet on it being royalty free in a demo yet. Like the music rights may be murky. Or I guess mostly for the most part, video game music is never royalty free, but it usually is. They basically write in a use clause because they do want people to stream. Demos may not have had any of that written in, so if someone else made this music for them, they might be do copyright strikes. Michael, I'd rather not trade weather. I would like to like we'll trade halfsies. I'll take half your weather, you take half our weather. We'll get warmer, you'll get cooler, everyone will be happy. Except for my astronaut who is now lost in space. I don't know which way is home. I guess we'll just drift in a random direction until we figure it out. What's the worst that could go? That farting sound is literally my character pooping. Like, that's fair. It's important to, like, he's going to need the biological matter. Oh, also realized while I've been floating around out here, I'm getting thirsty. I don't have a water supply yet. I have ice, but I need to melt the ice before it's going to be useful for me. Surviving in space just sounds like a lot of work.
Like a little bit.
Like, I remember the first time playing Raft, that brutal. There's plenty of water, but it's all salt water, and it will kill you if you try to drink it. Cycle was understandable, but also so frustrating early on.
I mean, just playing the like Zen easy mode, and I love the fact that I was playing easy mode before. I just wasn't playing Zen, which means there's bears. Was not doing well for Among Trees,
Yeah.
and I have so far died of poison in the Zen mode, and I have nearly frozen to death.
That doesn't sound
Now, that
very
being
zen at
said,
all.
I think there's like, I think when you set it up, there's Zen, and then you pick the difficulty, and I think there's something easier than easy.
I mean, that
I could
is fair. There should be.
actually kind of want to
Basic
open it up
ice
now.
melter. You will go here. Okay, what am I missing to make this?
Oh, no, I completely lied. So there's easy, normal, and hard.
Okay, what is battery? I need a battery in order to make this work. I don't know where a battery is. I'm going to die of thirst because I don't know how to find a battery.
I feel like the water bottle thing was me down in Washington about a month ago. Except for we had a water hose, and that probably saved my life that weekend. Like, I was very, very grateful that the site was like, yes, use the water hose, spray down people.
Yeah, that's the summer events can get kind of brutal if they don't have a good water source nearby.
I mean, luckily there were showers. I did not actually take the opportunity to try them out. But I had several women tell me they were absolutely delightful. So
yeah. Yeah, I have to say, so far I really like the idea of this game. The fact that it treats poor, like basically that it treats the usual two dimensions separately from the third dimension in a space game is a little odd to me. But I do like it as an idea. Like the raft in space is definitely one of those things that I hear it and go, yes.
I could get behind Raft in Space.
Because there was another
I could,
game that was built on a similar idea, and unfortunately I never tried it because basically there was reviews of it that more or less said, not basically this is essentially an attempt to make raft in space, but it's really poorly done. Don't buy. And I'm like, all right. All the reviews seem to be very much I want to like this idea, but this is just so poorly done that I can't like it. Why is why is my health dropping off like that? Oh, I'm dying of thirst.
so this is my only complaint about survival games. I feel like generally, well, I guess too, I'm kind of assuming like general standards. It could take me a couple days to like really get to the point of dehydrated. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So whenever survival games like, you are absolutely dying, and I'm like, am I though?
that is I think yeah, like something like dehydration. It should be you don't drink for like 12 hours in game, so a half night cycle or sorry, like a half day night cycle. The game should be like, all right, you're going to start suffering effects. Like you're going to start to be penalized for this.
Yeah.
But for the game to just be like, oh no, you just died of dehydration. And to be fair, also in this game, a couple days have passed by, so it's not.
Well, as I said, that's one of those where like, because Among Trees also wants you to eat and drink water, and you like go down to the lake and you drink some water, and I'm always amused that like I don't suffer any side effects.
Yeah, for
Hi,
just.
Ghost Bear. I am not James, but I will say hi anyways. Felt like I had to
Yep.
clarify that. James all of a
Yes,
sudden
can confirm Shep is not James.
Chef is not James. Um, but like you go down, you take like a handful of water, and that lasts you the whole day, and I'm like, that's also baloney.
Yeah, like if you want to get all uppity about me getting enough water, how about we start looking at the way that you handle water game?
Yeah.
And that's one thing, like, I feel like Valheim really got a lot of its love because it was like, oh, hey, hunger and thirst? Yeah, they're going to keep your stats low. That's it. It's never well, you're going to die because you didn't drink and eat. It is a case of your stats are low because you didn't drink and eat. And like, if you want to have a survival game and I don't drink for 3 days in the game, then yeah, go ahead, kill me. But yeah, I feel a lot of games are a little too finicky on it.
Yeah, like I do support some level of dehydration. It always just seems a little silly. Also, I can't really comment on this because I've not been in space. But like, if your suit is doing 90% of the work, how much are you burning?
Honestly, from what I understand in space, you burn a lot of energy,
That's
mostly
fair.
wasted. Why? Because your brain has this idea of we need to do these things to keep our balance or whatever. They're
Yeah,
not
that
helpful
makes sense.
things. They're not helpful things. They're usually your suit has to actually spend extra resources to counteract what your brain thinks is the correct thing to do.
Monkey brain is like, why float? Must fall. Must fix.
Yeah,
The suit's like, gosh darn it.
yeah, yeah. Apparently, brains have a very hard time adjusting to actually doing the smart thing. Because like that's the thing is like if you get knocked off balance just a little bit, you without thinking will basically counteract it. In space, that's not helpful. Your reaction to try to keep your balance is going to cause you problems. Yes. I would like to know exactly how these species are being collected. I don't think I would be in the habit of just, pooping in my space suit at random intervals. I think I'm just gonna hold it a little bit. Also, how am I like removing the? I don't have an airlock. I don't have a safe place to remove my spacesuit. I think
Things that tell
there's a
you
lot
not
of
to think about.
there's a lot of problems ongoing that I don't want to think about the solution. Okay. Wait, did I not pick up a battery? I thought I totally had picked up a battery. That's why I was coming back. Dang it. Apparently I have not picked up a battery. Back out I go, I guess. You'd figure that with a like destroyed space station there would be let's not let myself die of oxygen deprivation. But yeah, you'd think there would be basically like ration packs around. Also, everything here is floating at like the exact same speed. Even if all of this debris was created from the exact same incident, it would not be moving at almost the same speeds. Like you would have things just whipping through here at thousands of kilometers per hour versus the speed of everything else. Like half these rocks should basically be like bullets, just absolutely ripping through here and being an absolute hazard, which would certainly be exciting. I feel like my chances of surviving it would be very, very low. No, Juan and Jess are not back till next Saturday. They are actually now properly away. They left like super early Saturday morning.
Headed south?
Yes, they're headed south. They're headed to
Because I know
Oregon.
they went west for a bit, and then
I know they're headed down into Oregon somewhere. I was told where, and I don't remember.
that's fair.
I
I
don't pay
want to say he
attention a
was
lot.
over in Alberta, and then he came back, but I can't really remember.
I have no clue.
Yeah. I could be wrong about the Alberta. I just remember he had it somewhere, and they were like, eh? And so he headed back this way, but
Okay, well, I'm gonna die of thirst again because I don't have a damn battery. I feel like this is something they'll need to sort out by the time this goes from being demo to being game.
I like that occasionally there's something that's moving faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is it's very raft vibe where everything just floats the same.
Yeah. So, oh, there's my platform. I'm like, where's my platform? I built a thing. Don't steal it from me. Oh, hey, is that a battery?
It's mine.
Looks like a battery. Will I make it in time to be able to save myself? I don't know. I'm pretty low on thirst.
You've got like 18. Who knows?
Yeah, it takes down pretty fast. And this is one of those things. Like the playthrough that we did of Raft on hard, I actually really enjoyed it. But also, man, was that a pain in the butt. Just because, like thirst was just always such a brutal pain. Wait, that was I did not pay attention to what we picked out of the box, but it wasn't a battery, so we're screwed.
Ah, shoot.
Yeah, I guess boxes are random things. And yeah, we do not have a battery, so we'll just use the resources that we have. To build other things as much as we can. Oh, the textures are definitely doing some weird, funky things in that. Oh, that's the window. That's the window texture is doing interesting things. That's fair. Uh, there. Dumped as many resources into as I could, and can I just hurry up and die?
Well, I actually think I know the lifespan of those things. Don't they live underground for like 5 years or something?
So I think cicadas actually have a really weird lifespan, because there are ones that literally, like, they will like go into hibernation and they can live hundreds of years in hibernation. And then the right weather conditions come, and then they basically pop out and mate and then go back to hibernation. So like their actual lifespan is short, but they hibernate for a really long time. I might be wrong on the hundreds of years, but I know that there are cicadas, I think, that do like
I think it's like
17-year cycles.
17,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, there's
I'm actually
cicadas that do.
googling it because I'm.
Because yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a breed that does like 17-year cycles, and then there's ones that do like they come out like every couple of years, and then there's ones that are pretty much active all year round.
Okay, so like 3 species out of the thousands have a 17-year life cycle.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, okay.
3 to 5 seem to be the thing, but I don't know if that counts the amount of time that they're just like underground. Ugh, they're creepy looking. I regret opening this. So yeah, 13 to 17 years seems to be the average.
Okay, I've recovered my empty water bottle. After all, I need survival in real life is also important. Hey, look, it's a random dude. Is this my old body? Once you
Apparently,
do have
good
onion.
news. When they do climb out, they're only alive for like 2 to 6 weeks, and then they croak.
Yeah. Of course, this was not the body that had the battery on it. That'd be too bloody convenient. Actually, now that I've... Was there an option to build a battery? Alright, well, if I can loot my own body if I die near base, then I think it'd be worth at least making sure I get back to base before I die.
Night, Michael. Go rest up. Feel better.
Yep, have a good night, Michael. Do hope you feel a lot better soon. Colds always suck the life out of me.
Oh, again, summer colds are the worst. Like, I feel like in winter I just expect to be miserable, but summer colds like hit you out of nowhere, and you're like,
Well, I think it's one of those things that, like, yeah, there's the expectation in the winter if you're like, yeah, got a cold, and you just like sit around and mope. That's fine. Winter, it's like, no, this is unacceptable. No, so I cannot. I can build a torch.
I have not played Gloomhaven. I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Vaguely.
I have not actually played Gloomhaven. It is definitely a game I have considered. And also, I see that there's a like a bar underneath the duct tape, which I presume means in the long term there's going to basically in the long term, I think that is going to mean that duct tape has a limited life, which I am okay with, but I do feel like right now, since all building requires duct tape, that'd have to be a careful balance. It's one thing I enjoyed about Raft, where they're like, so you need tools to make anything. However, you can make those tools out of really basic materials. So while there's always better options, when you're in a pinch, you can build using just the super basics. But one thing actually, I think that this game will allow me to basically put resources wherever, and that is cool because that is something that Raft wouldn't let us do. That would have been super nice. Basically, I could build separate platforms. It doesn't have to be attached to that one original raft. Yeah, that was kind of the thing I got. It seemed like one of those games that, like, there's a lot of board games where I'm like, this is a really neat board game, but at the point where I'm playing this, I would rather have a computer handle handle the tough parts of it. Well, what have I found here? Download data. So I've downloaded some extra info. Can I salvage anything else from this, or is it just info dump? Seems to be just that. That was so interesting. That's just a rock. Oh, my thirst is starting to get problematic. Okay, where is home? May have gone too far. I think the beacon might not work this far out, and I have not been paying attention to what my travel direction is, so I might be lost, and my thirst is getting high, so this might be the end of me. Yep, I don't think I can find my way home. Not that it matters, because I still don't have the thing that I need. I still don't have a battery. It is also good to know that I was wondering if there was a limit to how far I could find my way back home. Because like I saw that it was slowly getting the number towards home would change colors. It'd go yellow and then red, and I'm like, interesting. But
This is
then,
the you may not make it number.
yeah, I never actually did anything with that information. I do feel like they have like some of the choices they made have really not played to some of the coolest part of the fact that you'd be in space. Like the fact that I can't try to energy efficient my jumps by being like, hey, I don't like, I'd love it for it to be like, no, it takes more resources to make a jump out, like away from something else. But then your inertia stays, so you can just kind of float in the general direction you wanted. You don't come to a stop.
Yeah, you just keep kind of traveling at that relative speed.
Yeah, because that's how that would actually work. You wouldn't your inertia wouldn't suddenly basically come to a stop. All right, well, I may as well leave my body over here, and then we'll see if I can find it later.
yes, the true joy of these kind of games. Oh, that is where I died.
All right, running out of health, hunger, oxygen, and thirst is already 0. Really just going for all out here. Okay. Yeah, this hunt for a battery is getting quite problemsome. Now there is a chance I might be missing something. There might be a planned solution for this, but I feel like a game like this does need to find some way to do, even if it's a really crappy and efficient way, just some way that you can be like, well, just through sheer effort, I can keep myself from dying of any of the basic needs that is constantly deteriorating. Get back here, box. You could have a battery in you. Why are you traveling so fast away from me?
Because I have a battery. Whee!
All right, you're gonna be the box I need. I also feel like the load-in distance is a little bit like battery and a potato. That's actually pretty promising.
Ooh, yeah, that would do it.
All right, so the things that I really, really need, I'm making progress. So yeah, at 180 meters, it's well into its red. See when it turns yellow. At 150 meters, it turns yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that at the 300 meters, it basically probably vanishes. I'll have to make this test at some point. We'll do science. Now, I could actually use the fact that this game actually has a up and down axis to my advantage. If I always want to know where home is, if I basically make my trip out almost entirely using the up or down, then I can basically orient myself to that because I can lose myself side to side. But up and down, the game actually has a right and wrong answer for it. Will I do that? Probably not. I agree, game. Comedically timed fart.
All right, I fear I'm gonna abandon you because I
Yep,
should probably pretend what sleep is.
that is fair.
Night, everyone.
Have a good night, chap. Okay, so now I have the ability to make water. Just need to have the ice in order to do it. All right, stop for a moment and think about how I'm doing this. I'm gonna have to go back and grab a oxygen bottle because I don't see oxygen bottles close enough at hand. Okay, and then I need some containers in order to make the container that the water is going to get put into. So I need scrap metal and I need glass. That looks like some glass there. All right, got all the glass I should need. And now let's what way is home? I should not have, there it is. Like I should not have traveled far enough to be lost from home, but indeed I am not. No, where is my life raft? There it is. Oh, and here I just find a battery sitting out in the open. That could have saved me so much trouble. Now I don't know if it's always been there or if that was a. Okay, let's make a container, insert. Okay, and I need to make a light. I can do that. Requires hydroponic solution. Okay. And I've used my battery. All right. Now that was a lot of process to make a tiny amount of hunger reduction. All right, well, let's jump out here and start collecting more materials. I think I'm going to manage to not die of thirst, but I don't think I'm going to get to the point where I don't die of hunger. And realistically, in a case like this, I don't think you'd be able to do anything to keep yourself from dying from hunger out here. Because you don't have a way, like everything that you grow, you need to find the resources to grow it. And the vacuum is really good at killing bacteria. Everything that we grow does need bacteria to grow. There are good bacteria that are in basically the dirt that we grow our food in has bacteria that's required for the plants to grow the way they do. Just can't eat just a potato. Okay, where is... I do need to build a beacon for it because I keep stumbling around looking for my platform every time I get close. There it is. Yes, this is basically Raft in space. It is a demo of a game called Life Not Supported. And I like the idea. There are some things I am less fond of, but yes. And I am collecting feces by I mean just existing, which is good in theory. I've gotten to the point where I'm managing to not die of thirst. This isn't helping me with not dying of hunger, though. If I can sort out hunger, then I'm actually not going to die for a change of pace, which will be neat. Also, I should not have drank that. I'm going to die of hunger before my thirst runs out. Well, I need... Oh, hey, I have everything I need for making the hydro solution. I just need a battery for that oven. If I got a battery for that oven, then I wouldn't be set, but I'd be in better shape. And so for how much I need, basically 3 batteries to start actually producing anything. Okay, there. Craft dubious. The glass definitely could use some work. So there, I am now growing potatoes, but I don't actually have a way to cook the potatoes. I need another battery, and I'm going to die of hunger before I find the battery. I'm actually just going to stick around close to home. Yes, I am going to die of a new thing. I will die of hunger this time. I'm so glad that we've got some nice stomach growling sounds. Delightful. This is really what I was missing when I was dying of thirst. Yeah, I shouldn't complain. The sounds your character made in Raft when you were dying of thirst was always so dramatic. This is going to be a very long, slow starvation if this is what I have to listen to the entire third. Also, I should be able to, like, yes, I'd be starving, but I should be able to survive days while starving. Now, I don't know if I'm just having a hard time finding batteries because they're really rare, which, like, as long as they don't run out, won't be a problem after we get the first few things here set up. Or if I just am doing a really bad job of looking for batteries. Come on, please be a battery. Battery, woo! Got what we wanted. Okay, now, which way's home? Oh, come on, I didn't go that far. Where? Where's home? There. Oh yeah, so at 200 meters it cuts out. I got 200 meters from home. As soon as I got back in 200 meters, it showed up again. Good to know. Alright, now can I get back before I die of thirst? Okay, or not die of thirst, die of hunger. Okay, there. Put in a battery, insert a potato. All right, we're gonna cook a potato. And I'm sure what's really gonna happen here is that a potato is gonna give me so little that this is just going to be absolute sadness. But it's still gonna be progress. Hydroponics are working. How long does it take to cook a damn potato? Also, that's a weird looking potato. Why is my potato stripy? Alright, so all these batteries do have life indicators, which does make me think that they're going to eventually be replaced. But so far it's not bad. There, cooked up a potato. Alright, I need to have the water in order to take the potato. Alright. Don't know exactly the how or why or what, but sure, we'll go there for now. Come on, give me. Yeah, you can definitely tell that like Raft was very much the source of inspiration here. But you can actually just take raw water and raw potato and make that into something edible, apparently. But okay, there. I have, ooh, sweet. That actually did a lot of food. That was entirely worth it. I may not be dying. All right, so now in order for me to survive, I need to get to collecting more stuff. But this at least now does seem very doable, where I'm more worried about just collecting things than I am about the fact that I'm going to run out of resources that I just have no way to fill up on. However, that does mean I'm going to need to keep collecting resources that are going to be useful, like ice. Need that ice. Now, does my health actually slowly recover, or is it just I lost health and that's that? Oops, 80 meters from home. Random box of supplies. What do we find? A new battery, some electrical. 108 meters from home. No, there, oxygen bottle. What's actually funny is, so in real EVA suits, they don't use oxygen for what you expel to basically move you around. They use basically vapor, water vapor. Because the weight of what you expel matters, so you actually want something with a bit of weight to it. Like air would work, but it's not the most effective. Yeah, the fact that inertia, they basically lose inertia while floating through space. And the fact that it's an up and down do still bug me. It feels wrong. But I also I really enjoy playing space flight sims. Because space flight sim, I like regular flight sims, but space flight sims I enjoy as a separate thing because the physics in space are different and it's cool to actually have that. Okay, and we've got more or less back home, but where? I do also hope they fix the drop-in at some point. It's not, I could live with it, but I would love to see the game just handle it better. Got 2 batteries. This is most productive run I've had ever. If only I could have had this much earlier. Okay, pick up my potato. We will make my cooked potato. Sweet. Harvest 2 potatoes, which means I then need to plant another potato. Okay, oh there, C is to place. Scrap pile is placed, okay. Okay, I am going to just take a brief moment as my wife requires medication. So, be right back. Okay, and I am back. So we've got water. Let's make some more of that potato. So we've got food. But I also need... Oh wait, I have turned all of my sips into food, which means I don't have any for... There, I don't have any for water, which I need kind of desperately. There, then I've also got oxygen. Let's also look at making a thruster. Disposable air thruster. Let's also look at making an anchor. I feel like I saw the settings for bringing in the retract tether. It's cute. So this is actually kind of cool. You can tether yourself to the platform and then you do not get lost from it. That's actually going to be helpful. All right. So now that I've got that, let's look at disposable air thruster. I would hate to think of the absolutely disastrous consequences of trying this in real life. What this is going to do is spin. And that is exactly what it does here. And kind of overshoot. That is not bad, actually. I think I would have benefited from building that earlier, because then, mind you, the thrusters are also actually pretty useful. Okay, let's look at building that short-range beacon. Okay, there. As we get a bit farther away from it, we do get that beacon call. It's kind of an annoying way to have that drop together, but that's also fine. Okay, let's just grab a few more pieces of material here. And let's get back to our base. No, I am missing, I don't have quite enough resources to make this. Let's tether on. I'll make our ride back to the ship a little bit easier. Hmm. Oh, there's an oxygen bottle. I Is there a way for me to disconnect from my tether out here? Uh, nope, it does not appear to be. I can retract my tether and that's it. So, no, get back here. All right. I'm gonna have to do non-tethered rides for a little bit here just because I don't want to get stuck not getting to the thing I want. Also, that whatever that is, that's not Earth. Didn't actually look at the formations, but that's not Earth there. Is the premise that your space station has been destroyed? I don't like. Maybe I don't know. I downloaded the demo and hit play. I don't. It doesn't really give you much story. You just start on a basically in a wreckage field. There's no context for the wreckage field given. Now, the one thing I will say over this over Raft is turning one thruster on like this spins everything. So I've got to have two thrusters to basically go forward. Now, what is my forward thruster actually really getting me? I don't know. Dang it. Did not mean to drop that. Yeah, I definitely don't have a problem with the game just being like, so you're stranded in space, go. Because like when you first started playing Raft, there was not a this is the story of Raft. It was like something that kind of got brought in more as you're playing, and I do think that's a good way to do story in games like this. All right. Don't need all of that stuff out because this just gets used when we need it. But yeah, I kind of actually appreciate the fact that it's like, no, I had to build everything from scratch and give it momentum. Like now the My little life raft seems to have kept some of its momentum, and that's kind of cool. I guess I should consume the water. Okay, and so this basic holder can hold any particular, like it's not limited to a particular type of material. I also wish it was a little bit more clear as to what the SIP container actually held. So I've got about a 30-meter tether. It's not it's not being physicsed completely properly, because if it was really being properly physicsed, it would not have an up and a down. But it is doing a pretty good job overall. I will say it does some things away. Currently my raft has stopped moving, even though by the logic of the system, like I turned on these thrusters, they should it basically shouldn't require constant input. That's not how space works. Basically, there's friction where there shouldn't really be. Yeah, if you want to be completely realistic on this, there would be a bunch of other problems you would run into, orbit decay definitely being one of them. So I'm like, I don't want them to necessarily take it too super serious, but also, hello, asteroid. That sent us spinning. Ah, crap. I got knocked off my life raft. I don't know how I got knocked off my life raft, but this is going to get me killed. I need to get back to that. Can I get ahead of it? It's turning. Okay, so now I'm tethered to it. Ugh. That could have gone very poorly. My health has not come back up at all yet, so whatever I'm going to have to find a way to heal if I want. If I want to basically actually get my health up. let's see if that's close enough. I'm not going to remove the tether since my craft is moving. Yes. Got my air bottle. And so 30 meters, or exactly, so I was exactly within range. Also, if this game was being completely realistic, a lot of these rocks would be coming through here at thousands of kilometers per second, and we would be in a absolute war zone. So realistically, I just need to kind of keep floating through here and find something of a bit more. Like I need to find things that actually allow me to unlock more. Because as of currently, I'm not getting a ton of stuff. Or more so, I'm getting the same stuff. I'm not finding the special unlock things. Actually, I just had a thought. Sure, my entire ship is it's hard to control with thrusters in the other direction. But if I actually put a thruster in this direction, that should actually be much more controllable. Pretend like it's not a problem, the fact that that's being built off at a weird angle. Come on, let's get that oxygen tank. Yeah. Now that is an interesting, so now what happens if I aim my, like orbital mechanics should in theory come in, I assume they don't. If I aim my ship at the planet, what happens? Is that just like a backdrop that moves away from me at the same speed I move towards it? Or is it actually a thing that I could get towards? Yeah, I definitely feel like I would need at least 3 thrusters all headed in different directions to be able to get control of this. And also, currently these, like the asteroids here, have no value to me. But I don't know if that's always going to be the case, or if there's at some point where you'll learn to do something with the asteroids that'll make them useful to me. Okay, let's have my, yeah, so the problem I have is that the potato is basically solid versus the other ones just, I mean, actually, like, it just is a slightly different shade, the potato food sip. Let's see if I can get this before we go to range. Heck yes. I can only assume that the potato is kind of a nod towards uh dang it, what's the book called? I honestly, for the life of me, cannot remember what the book is called, where Mark Watney survives on Mars. I think it might just be called Mars. Probably isn't. I honestly just have no idea what the heck. What would the book even be called? I have no clue. The Martian. That's it. I'm like, it's a very simple, obvious name. Asteroid, bugger off. This is my raft. Find your own raft. Okay, so definitely at the moment, I'm just like going around. I don't have a destination in mind because I don't have a place to go. My goal at the moment is to just collect for the sake of collecting. I'm also glad that the tether is not subject to real life forces and can kind of just clip through the raft. Otherwise, this would get really awkward really fast. I do also feel like you should be able to disconnect from the tether when you're out near the limit. I just feel like it would be a good game mechanic to be like, yes, you can totally release yourself from the tether, but now you're way at the limits of the tether without a tether. Are you sure that that was worth it? Because gameplay is very much all about letting people make choices. If you can put people in a crappy situation, but also make them at fault for the crappy situation they're in, that's perfect gameplay. There, okay. Consume water. All right, let's go. I also don't know how these temporary thrusters are lasting as long as they are. This is a lot of mass to move with one oxygen thruster. No, there's no way I'm going to make it to that, so there's no point trying. I will, however, make it to that one. So that one we're going to try for. Yeah, having some sort of net to gather all this stuff would be handy, but also, no, I actually know what I would do with that much stuff. Yeah. So yeah, if I aim myself towards Earth, it always magically finds its way in a different direction. So I think it just can't go to Earth. Mind you, that's also not actually Earth. I don't know where that is, but that's not Earth. It's very Earth-like, but that is not Earth. Yes, we have definitely played Terraria in the past, but we're trying out a new demo today, since it is the Steam Next Fest. Uh, we are out of cookable potatoes. All right. Air tank empty. All right. Oh, actually, let's turn that off. I want to go there. I realize I have no way to actually, like, stop this whole madness. That's just going to go careening on by. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to jump off and go to that and hope I can make it back to my rafts. All that for a flower pot. Certainly interesting. All right. Is that going to get us towards that? So we're going to take another jump off here. around with no real goal. So finding these actually gives us something to work towards. So this is good. I do not know what I got for that. Also, where did my life raft go? There it is. Whew. That would be very catastrophic to lose that. Okay, safely back on the raft. Tether ourselves in just for, good luck and all that. All right. So now, unfortunately, without a crowbar, I can't remove that. I may as well try to collect this ice. Need to keep ice at hand for making water. Okay, let's see. What have I unlocked? Nothing new there. Flower pot. Use an old sip display to display a dead flower. That doesn't seem like a worthwhile thing to do, but at some point here we may have the resources to throw at it. And we'll do it just because we can. I don't know if we're going to get close enough to actually get this one. Yep, got it. And at 29 meters, so close to not being able to move out any further. Ah, yes. I was definitely like, what is that yellow thing? That's my tether. There's not some sort of new thing out in the distance. It's attached to me. Requires air. I am out of air. Oh, the O2 and the batteries are handled separately. That's interesting. Why? Don't think we're close enough, but oh, it looks like that screen is black already. It looks like this is one of the ones we already got to. So all this material and we can't salvage any of that for some reason. All right, well, let's go collect some oxygen containers. There's a bunch of them here. Nice, interesting. So the plant requires air. Plants don't require oxygen though. These oxygen bottles would actually kill basically it would poison the plant. The plants need CO2 while we need the oxygen. Basically I should be capturing the air that I'm discarding and using that for the plants, not using my breathable air to keep the plants going. Yeah, I feel like this game is very much based off of Raft, but what it should be is it should be more inspired by Subnautica. It's like Subnautica did this idea a little bit better. Now let's see what's over here. So I feel like as a demo, I feel like this game has a lot of promise. There's a lot of what I like in this game, but it also, I'm hoping by the time they release a game, there's a more clear idea. Like, I don't need the game to tell me what to do next, but I need it to give me something to work towards. And the moment I don't have that, there isn't a you should be motivated to do this next thing for me. Basically, I don't have a carrot to keep me going. Okay, there. Okay, and let's make some rehydrated green bean curry. There, we're running low on battery on that one. And now, why do we need O2 in order to heat this food? I'm not sure what the logic there is. So I can build a big square abomination, but what would that be for? That's where I'm not so sure on. Yeah, so what's this? Yeah, 2 hours in. Interesting game. I like the idea. I would love to play more of this, but I'm also not sure what there exactly is more of at the moment to play. Oh, let's try and grab that O2 container. I do like that was one of the pet peeves I had with rafts is that you couldn't rotate the raft using two sails, which wouldn't have been a big deal if it wasn't for the fact that like rotation was a thing that you needed to rotate the raft. Like they and put a steering wheel in just to let you rotate the raft. already? It looks low. That's black. Yeah, having the raft move like this definitely seems to be a good way to get through new areas and pick up materials. But it does still not really it doesn't seem to want me to be able to place bits right now. That's fine. Actually, let's try to place that torch. Come on. All right, well, that lights up the whole field. That's actually really nice. But where does that actually get us to? Kind of glad that they don't have like a, well, we've given you a direction you need to go and you need to figure out how to get there, because honestly, these thrusters, that would be such a pain to actually be like, I'm trying to get somewhere specific. I could have deployed the thrusters better to give me more control, but as is, these are not great. Not great at all. All right, well, I'm just planning on running to the point where, yeah, the thrusters run out. Yeah, I don't feel like there's really, like, I've kind of, all I can do right now is expand what I already have here. Like, there isn't much else to do or try to accomplish right now. So I think that is it. It's interesting game. Would love to see how this develops. It certainly has its quirks, but for the most part, like I think there's a really cool idea underneath all of this. Would love to see more of this, but all right, going to call the live stream there. So thanks for joining me. I don't know what days I'll be on this week, so I'll see you around when I see you. So thanks for hanging out, and I hope you had a good morning, evening, or afternoon, whichever this found you in, and we'll see you all later.